right, Ethan, let's keep going. All right, I've made it a planning period now. Let's see if I can get it done and uploaded. The first one worked. It's there. I can see it. So let's see if I can get these done during my planning period because you're about to be in here in like less than an hour. So next thing, remember, from yesterday from section 1.3, postulates, we don't have to prove those. So we're going to prove so many things this year. You don't have to prove a postulate. It just makes sense. So here's what the protractor postulate is. And we can just, and I actually might shorten this down a little bit from my explanation this morning when I didn't have the microphone turned on. So the protractor postulate, it just says that we can measure angles. That is basically all it's for. So if you walk through this, because you got to get used to reading math terminology. So you've got on line AB. So we got this line AB at the bottom. There's some point between A and B. So that's where they're putting the whole of the protractor. And there's two rays, OA and OB. Okay, they're opposite rays, and therefore they make a straight angle. And then we could also create any kind of angle we want, or not angle. Well, it's going to become an angle, but we can put rays on there wherever we want so that one side of the angle is on this line AB. And then we can pair up those rays with the degree measures on this protractor. Uh-oh, there's an announcement.
The following 7th grade students, please report to the office.
This is why I get to school early and do it before school.
Jay Garcia, Ella Jackson, Jennifer Jimenez Miguel, Kadarius Sims, Devonta Williams, Genevieve Salazar, and Carmela Wanwan. Thank you.
All right. And so when you do this, basically it's just saying, all right, you can look at any angle you want and you can measure it. So we can use this side as the 0 degree, and if we do, we're looking at these inside numbers. Or we might want to look at, say, this angle and let this be the 0 degrees, and then that way we'd be looking at the outside numbers. Now, it's understood on a protractor that all those angles are in degrees, even though they don't mark them. But just know that you need to put a degree sign. You're going to learn about, and actually, you may want to just go ahead and look up what they are, and I can talk to you about them later. There's other ways to measure angles. I guess the two I know about are radians and gradients. And I use radians all the time. I don't know that I've ever had to use a gradient. It seems like France measures their angles in gradients. Anyway, you might want to just look that up and just see what's going on. But it's just saying that, like, let's say OP, they're saying, let's call this X degrees. So I'm down here now. The OQ, let's say that's pointing at Y degrees. So if you're looking for how big this angle is, then we could just do the absolute value of that difference. So, and it wouldn't matter if you did Y minus X or X minus Y. And we'll do this down here at the bottom. So use this protractor to find the measure of angle O. Okay, well, you can't. There's all sorts of angles down there at angle O. That is not enough for us to know what's going on. So angle EOC, though, we're looking at this angle right here. Okay, now here's the problem. I can't tell where it hits the protractor because it's not long enough. So when you do this, all right, what does she do with my ruler? Dang, my good ruler's missing. Miss Shanklin was using it. I don't know what she did with it. I'll use this other one. Whenever this happens, and you're not going to know that I'm doing this because I'm just, I have a ruler hovering above your iPad, and you just heard it hit it. So when you take a straight edge and you lay it next to your, hang on, okay, so you lay it next to the page, and then you, this ruler has a hump in it. I just hit it. That's why it got crooked. But you just extend it and see where it goes through. But just be careful to line up both points. Don't just go to the end and go from there because it might be crooked. And then also give yourself enough room that when you draw over the top of the line that you're actually on the line. Like a lot of people try to put the ruler on the line itself and then their pencils over to the side of it. You don't want to do that. Don't use this horrible ruler that I've had for 30 some odd years that has, the sides aren't straight anymore. Anyway, just extend it. So it looks like angle EOC. So we're using this as the 0 degrees. So we're looking on the inside numbers. That's a 65 degree angle. Okay. Now angle 1, this is another really good way to measure, or not measure angles, but to label up angles and name angles because that's obvious which angle that is. We're looking right here. So that's using, this is 0 degrees. We're on the outside numbers. What are we at? 26 degrees. Okay. Over here, we've got angle EOD. All right, so that's using 0 degrees. We're looking for how big's that angle there. So 10, 15, 16 degrees. Then angle AOD, we're going all the way from there to there. All right, actually, I just figured out that this was 16 degrees, so how about we just subtract that from 180? That seems like a good way to get it. So 164 degrees, or I could look and go 161 short of 165. And then last one, let me erase all this stuff that I got scribbled on here. We want to know the measure of angle BOE. So BOE. BOE. Counting this is 0 degrees. Oh, I guess I could use what I got for angle 1 a minute ago. So just subtract 180 minus 26. Or we could also just look at the protractor. It looks like 154 degrees. Now, I didn't put, I don't know what I was thinking when I made these notes. I used these notes in 2020 for the last time. I should have put an angle like this on there. So let's just do that now. I don't know why I'm drawing over it. So what if we get the measure of angle BOD? So let's see. This one, let's just pick a side. This one's 16 degrees. If we keep going that direction, we're up to what, 154? So if I, why did I, wait. I'm looking at my, why did I say 164 before? Yeah, that's 154. So the difference between those, well, this is weird. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm looking at my notes from years past where I'd written on them, and I had 164 minus 26 as my work for doing this angle. I'm like, what in the world was I doing? Anyway, we can just do, it's the difference of 154 and 16. So 14 minus 8, 4, 3, 138. Absolute value of that, so it's 138 degrees. I don't know why did I write this? Who knows? And then I've already forgotten because, you know, I made the whole video this morning, no microphone. Then I went and did page 1 just to see if it would work. Did I ever tell you? I don't remember what I've told you when. So I know I've said it in a video at some point in time. Nope, I haven't said it again this time. So just so you know, these little M's right here, that stands for the measure of. So angles are measured in degrees for what we're going to do. We're going to measure all angles in degrees. So you can't just say, like if you wrote angle B equals 42 degrees, that doesn't mean anything. Like an angle is the angle itself. If you want to set it equal to something with a number in it, it has to be something that is a number. So you have to have the measure of an angle if you're going to say it equals whatever degrees it is. Okay? All right, now we're up to, oh wait, I should stop because that was page 2. So let's see if I can make this work.